15 years ago, me and my family had a subscription to Sky. The only channels we wouldn't get were the box office movies and the HD channels, but the rest was all a single subscription. Nowadays, you have a subscription for streaming with Sky. TV packages such as Sky Essential and Sky Ultimate, Sky Cinema, Sky Sports, Sky Kids, not to get confused with Spy Kids, with these walking jackass pranks. So what else does the world have to offer? What other subscription services feel like they've been made up by someone whose idea of a good time is reading the terms of service? Where do we even start? Reddit, of course. My favourite place to bathe in the verbal diarrhea of unstable subjects who eat sweets with the wrappers on. And why is that, you may ask? Because it's a place of
wonders. We're surrounded by wonders.
an orange little app where the virgins dwell and tap.
But what does the military have?
What is the most stupid subscription service you have ever seen? I saw a subscription service where you have to pay to be able to pay to park your vehicle. Not park your vehicle, nope. Sign up, pay monthly fee, now you can pay to park here. Now this is exactly why I don't drive. Driving is stupid. Just when you think you've paid for everything on your car, no. Your wheels are knackered, the engine light is on, your windshield liquid is finished, the petrol has gone up in price, that's the third kid on a bike this week, and some absolute terrorist has decided that you're going to pay to use my app that I spent 3 lunch breaks working on, and then you're going to pay for that parking spot that by now you've already been hogging for about 20 minutes. 10 minutes to figure out if you're being scammed or this is Manchester airport parking prices, and another 10 minutes to get signal in a country where it's easier to pass a kidney stone the size of Emma Stone than downloading the menu at the Hungry Horse because the phone says 4G but in reality it's slower than boarding a Ryanair flight. I beg your finest pardon, but having to pay to then have access to pay, that's criminal. That's worse than petty crime. That's worse than the time I tried to get rid of a wasp's nest by throwing a dead bird at it. There's a special place in hell for people like that. And it's chained up right next to Ralph Wiggum and the worm they found in the Capri Sun. That Rocket Money thing. I know there's a free version, but you can also pay for premium. A subscription to track your subscriptions. At what point do you completely lose control of your bank account? To the level where you're just shooting money out of a proverbial money gun and straight into the fanny that time forgot. So hear me out. I recently reduced my Netflix to an ad version. Same as Prime Video, same as Disney Plus. I also reduced my PlayStation Plus to a lower tier, but on top of that, I know I've got a gym membership, Spotify, and Google Drive going out of my account every month. That's it. I use this little life hack. It's a receptor in my skull called a brain that helps me keep track of things. Don't feed these apps that offer you services by using the one thing they swore to destroy. You are not that busy that you don't have 20 minutes to sit down and unsubscribe from erotic Wikipedia read-alongs. Especially since next week it's Anne Frank themed. If you ever paid money to get random loot in the mail, you should just start lining up for the wall now. Yeah, what idiot would ever do that? In my defense, I thought they would make really good YouTube videos, and I love mystery boxes. I also love sharks, but I don't get them delivered through the mail, to be fair. When I was subscribed to Loot Crate back in the day, it was actually exciting. You didn't know if you were going to get Jessica Rabbit's t-shirt or Claptrap's bathwater. Or even the other way around. But how did I know that they'd fallen off? They sent an arrow statue that looked like this, dressed in the same outfit you give a potato before putting it in the oven. It was supposedly an auto ornament, but most people that bought these boxes probably didn't even have a license, me included. So it's as useful to me as a tampon. Airbags activating if you get into a crash. I genuinely thought it was a parody at first, but this is genuinely where we're at. Genuinely. So I googled it. Apparently it is a vest for motorcycle riders. You can buy it outright at $800 or get a subscription. If you don't pay, they give you a 30-day grace period before it's clearly deactivated. The last thing you want after having a motorbike crash with an oncoming vehicle is the element of surprise. As you're soaring through the air, unsure if you're about to hit the solid asphalt or an Assassin's Creed haystack. How greedy do I need to be for safety to be a second thought? I know they're not the first company to make a profit out of someone's safety and well-being, but they certainly don't help the cause. Now I don't know if you're meant to replace the vest after the crash or if you can get multiple crashes out of it. But to be fair, if you are getting into multiple crashes, go home, grab a blanket and sit in the corner, you saw trap. But at least charge folks after every activation instead. If not, you'd start trying to jump over Springfield Gorge just to get your money's worth. I once saw a uniquely coloured stone while walking in a forest, and I wanted to find out what type of rock it was. I opened the Play Store and tried a few rock identification apps. They all needed subscription services to identify rocks. Damn straight, if everyone could identify rocks in this world, it wouldn't be a special talent anymore. Just look at singing or whistling Or dating Pete Davidson. Also, why do you need a rock identification app? I can do that for free for you right now. Come on, let's identify some rocks. Yep, that's a rock. That is also a rock. That's the rock. Try not to get confused with that one. And that's a boulder. But it's not just a boulder. It's a rock. I can also really appreciate a person who stops because they saw a cool rock and thought, I wonder if this is a ridged bark belly marmoclast. This person really appreciates the
wonders. We're surrounded by wonders.
with such magical stones that may be orphan bones.
But what does the military have?
But yeah, anyway, I hope you solved your gay rock. I bought a treadmill on Prime Day a few years ago, and upon setting it up and plugging it in, the touchscreen panel asked me to download the company's app, which then took me to a subscription plans page. I initially thought it was one of those track your health diet plans, but no. This company was actually asking for a monthly payment for me to even use this treadmill, which I had already paid $1,200 for. Probably because by now the companies just know that you bought a treadmill just to keep in your living room, so it looks like you work out. But in reality, you used it once on a rainy Tuesday afternoon and never touched that again. There's goddamn pudding cup stains on it, dog. They thought you really want to use our treadmill, huh? Pay us every month so we know you're using it. You think we're lying? Nah, you're gonna need to hop, skip and jump your weight off, or you ain't ever seen those toes again, big man. Running on a treadmill is already one of the least enjoyable things in the world, especially since most of the time they face a wall. Honestly, just go outside. At least you might see a car accident or something, and some poor fella's airbag that just doesn't activate. But you know how you can make a treadmill even worse? Make sure people have to pay monthly to use it too. You want to lose pounds, you gotta lose pounds first. Genuinely, I can't stress this enough. While it's free, and there's not another global pandemic waiting to kick off, whether it's sunny, cloudy, raining, snowing, or even ejaculating out there, go outside. I would say the Weather Channel premium subscription service. Ever heard of a damn window? Open it. Dry, sun, wet, rain. Hotel, Trivago. So if you grabbed your phone right now and looked up the weather, you'd get it. For free. And most of the time, it's less accurate than one of the 7 dwarfs taking a piss. The amount of times my phone has told me that the rain will stop soon, and in a puzzled and confused sequence I look outside, only to find Adam Sandler is caressing a carton of milk again. Imagine receiving the wrong weather after you specifically paid more to receive more accurate right weather. Also, I hadn't actually seen the prices of this. £35 is the lowest tier. £35 for me to know if I can go to the zoo today or not. Seems a bit excessive. Also, if I'm going through my bank statement and in between rent and groceries I see weather, I'm throwing a ship cannon through a weather station. What could a premium weather app possibly provide that a free weather app can't? For people who don't want ads, our premium subscription is a way you can get a completely ad-free experience along with other great features. 4 times the hourly forecasts, 192 hours, 8 days instead of 48 hours, 15-minute forecast details for 7 hours, 2 times faster speed. That's a whole lot of numbers that also tell me a whole lot of nothing, unless the monthly subscription is letting me decide what weather I can have right now, including torrential flooding so I can ride a baking tray down the street. I don't want it. Also, what exactly is 2 times faster speed? What's sped up? The weather? How do you make it 2 times faster sun? Am I in The Sims? Condom subscription box. Minimum was $30 a month. Did Neo make this? If you can keep up with that pace, you've got to feel more broken than the McDonald's ice cream machine. $30 a month. You'd still be thrusting in your sleep. You're training like a professional rower to keep up with that supply and demand. There's a subscription service that sends you a box of dirt from a different country each month. It's called Dirt of the Month Club. And what the hell am I supposed to do with aforementioned dirt? Once you've looked at it once and thought, cool, Chernobyl soil. Then what? Use it as seasoning on a lamb chop? Let me be honest, if you're subscribed to this and the Condom Club, you're going to have a total of 30 condoms left at the end of the month, my friend. Does it also come in a box or a tube or something? Or does a fella just throw up at your door, throw Somalian dirt in your face, and then run on to his next suspecting victim who also signed up for the same service? It's all coming from one guy's backyard. A backyard that the dog uses on a daily basis. Can't wait to play with my jar of dirt. Is this the hobby my therapist told me I need to get? Look at me now, mental health. Thriving. Like a turtle on its back. Now I'm going to stray from Reddit a little bit and visit the rest of the World Wide Web. Pickle of the Month Club. 3 things I absolutely cannot stand. Pickles, months, and you guessed it, Are there really pickle connoisseurs out there that are searching high and low for that perfect pickle? Are there people that can't sleep at night because they're too excited about tomorrow's pickle? Do they ponder critical potential fickled pickles with tickled skittle-sized giggles while nickels trickle to the mystical spectacle of pickles? I don't know. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. You are getting a pack of pickles, and not all of them are being put in a mouth. Because some of them are being put in a blender spinning around much like I was before. Remember?
Wonders! We're surrounded by wonders!
A fruit in a jar from a nation quite far.
But what does the military have?
I seem to have stumbled across a subscription box which seems quite intriguing. Directcom. Directcom offers a service which I'm not quite sure they even know what it consists of until the object actually hits the box. Honestly, it could be anything. Condoms? Please no, we have enough of them. Glitter? Pine cones? A child? An NFT? Who knows? Who cares? We don't. You'll just have to subscribe and find out. I mean, if you're going to send me a child, can you make sure it's Asian and knows how to play 3 instruments, cook, and has a contract with Disney? Please? What? You thought this was going to be one of those I'm not picky about where we eat kind of situations? Please, if I get a kid who puts his own foot in his nose, I'm leaving him at the top of the Blackpool Tower. The monthly subscription costs $18. Unless you want to trial it for a month, or 3, or 50 years. 6K for 50 years doesn't actually sound that bad. If times ever get tough, you can wait for your box to come in and then try to sell off the half-eaten avocado with the metal straw lodged in it as an alien sculpture to Reginald, who lives in an alleyway with an STD and a sewer rat, who gave him the STD. This is only available in America, so unfortunately I can't even order one to show you guys what comes in it, but I'm sure someone around this platform has made a video on it. And on that note, would you look at that? That's all we have time for. If you did enjoy this video, consider subscribing to one more membership. Me. It's free. We can be friends. I won't send you dirt, condoms, or pickles to your house every month, but if you click the bell, I will send you little notifications every time I upload a video, and one day, maybe, we can get cancelled together. I'd also love to eventually make a budget version of this video where we subscribe to some stuff and get them delivered and review them, I guess. So please help a brother get monetized. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and I love you all. See you soon.